Hello, hello, SpeedGaming, and welcome back to the Metroid Prime Randomizer Tournament of 2025. I am Bella Kukuni, joined here in the commentary booth by Sam, hello,
Hello,
and
I am
tracking
Sam.
we have Op82. Thank you for your service. And today we have Storm versus a malicious salad. Maybe
Yep.
perhaps you want to tell us a bit more about these racers, Sam?
Um, yeah, so Storm is kind of a bit of a new player in the scene. This is their first official tournament. They participated in the Echoes Mentor tournament, and he has gotten pretty good at this game. So I'm excited to see him play. And AMaliciousSalad has been around for a pretty long time, and she's pretty decent at Prime, but I don't get to see her play as much. So I'm honestly not certain who is the favorite for this matchup. I think maybe I'd lean it more towards Storm, but I think that's just because I've seen him play more. So we'll see.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I have seen Storm play a little more than Malicious Salad, I will say as well, and just have been very thoroughly impressed by the progress that Storm has been displaying. In spite of seniority, has been doing a ton of progress and has been really good.
Yeah. And looks like they just got started on the race time, so we should see them catch up here in a second.
Indeed, and just as we say that, the countdown starts ticking down, and we will start our race in just about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and GLHF, everybody.
Great. So there were no RAs, I believe.
No, there were not.
So we're just going to see standard preset, standard stuff. And we'll sync the racers here in a second, although they are already pretty synced.
All right, and now the first item that will define how we play our early game, it's an energy tank. Can't say I've seen that happen often.
Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic. What is that?
Is that a missile expansion?
That might be bombs, actually, I think.
Hmm.
I didn't quite see the orange particles.
I feel like it was too orange to be prime bombs.
Perhaps so.
But yeah, that leaves our only other available check to be Hive Mecha, so we'll be heading there as soon as we can.
So nothing too crazy starting out. We could have a myriad of things on Hive Totem. Kind of depends on what we find here in Main Plaza.
Yes, absolutely. So for instance, if we find, say, multiple bombs on the half-pipe, chances are it will be Space Jump on Hive Mecha.
Yep. And I did see a power expansion on Grapple Edge, so it's a missile on Vault
That's a
Ledge and
suit.
Varia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Once again, an early Varia suit.
Earlier.
The earlier suit.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just like the southern accent suit. Like, I was added down to Magmore earlier. Not took the heat a ton. That's heat damage.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's a spiffy dash from Storm here. I hadn't thought of this one.
Yeah, Storm's got some movement up his sleeve.
So I've seen. All right, well that's
It's a vanilla launcher.
wow.
Is this even randomized?
Well, I mean, yes, this is supposed to be an energy tank.
Alright,
But
so
yeah,
we got plenty more we can do now.
Yeah, well, first of all, the item down there, and also hopefully we will be able to peek at.
He is standing in the wrong spot.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
I did not
could not see
catch
what
that.
that is. I'm going to try and catch it on the playback. I don't think that was a missile, and maybe you didn't see it. We're seeing plenty of predictions from chat. We got SJ in energy tank or grapple. Regardless, I guess we'll figure out whether or not it was important later on.
All right, we're seeing another energy tank here in Randomizer. Malicious
It looks
opting to
like
take the
AMaliciousSalad.
save.
Salad. Yeah, it's kind of understandable. Without Morph, we can't really do much. It would either need to be Vanilla or Artifact Temple or Transport Tunnel B. We do have
Yes.
Storm checking Vanilla Morph, which I haven't seen in a long time. I tend to be more partial to the Save Warp. It's just a missile there.
Yeah, just that being said, though, it is entirely possible to get out of here without morph and space jump. You just need a couple of well-placed standables and a particularly well-made scan dash, and you can just get out of here without needing to jump too high. And with that, we are about to go collect Artifact Temple along with our Artifact hints.
There is some audio desync, which I'm going to try and fix here in a second. We got any predictions in terms of hints?
Okay, well, first of all, space jump is huge. I'm thinking required OP. I would say this is spicy, but that would be pretty safe. Actually.
Yeah, it was a safe bet.
Alright, so opting to read the hints later. Not necessarily a bad idea. Oh, well, never mind what I was about to say.
All right.
Hall of the Elders, Grapple Beam here in Transport Tunnel B,
There's
Antechamber.
Antechamber. Assuming we write them down. Hat. Hello.
Oh, hello, Hat.
There's the PMT, of course.
Ah, yes, my favorite artifact location, Research Lab Aether.
Sure. And Great True Chamber. Okay. It also seemed like she obtained SJ from Artifact Temple there. So we
Yeah,
might
she did.
have a morph in Triclops Pit.
Oh, that is right.
Actually, I think that or Warrior Shrine or Fiery Shores are our only locations for morph now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It has to be. Given we can't do anything else in Chozo without Morph Ball.
My name is not Cam Drake, but I will approve you for tracking to join op.
Camera 6710. Hello. But yeah, anyways, the having an artifact on Hydro Axis Tunnel usually means we want a logical gravity suit, unless either of our runners can pull off the wall boosts to get in and out of Hydro Axis Tunnel and get the item without needing gravity suit in the first place.
I believe all of these, or rather, just both of these runners are capable of doing Hydrox's Tunnel Gravity List. I know for certain Storm can. So I think Gravity Suit is going to be an optional item for this seed.
Yes. Perfect. Right, and with that, Malicious opting to check the items up here out of logic. Oh, just barely missing the R jump. Oh, that hurts to watch.
Down. Yeah. That is surface is sloped, so you do have to go a little bit further than it looks to actually land there.
Yes, usually a well-placed R jump usually has enough momentum to carry you up through that slope. If I'm not mistaken, that's usually how I do it. Okay, managing to catch her fall onto the platform, so we didn't lose anything too important.
Yeah. So, hello, SpeedGaming. Welcome. I believe you just came from the J versus Slucky race. Hope you enjoyed that. We're here with Storm and
Wow.
AMaliciousSalad in a very early seed. You shouldn't have missed much. Just know that we have Various Suit and early Chozo, Space Jump and Artifact Temple, and it looks like Morph Ball is going to end up being in Magmor.
Yeah, Root Cave taking names today. Also
Root
witnessing
Cave
fall
is the
from
bane of
Storm.
everybody.
Yes. With
Storm getting much quicker.
a very well shown off standable here by Malicious. We'll see if Storm can match it. Not quite on the
Oh,
first try, but
so
oh
looks
no!
like she held R and entered limited influence there.
Oh
And there is a
no!
way, if you don't have Morphin bombs, then you can't escape as easily. However, there is a way you can maneuver without needing more for bombs if you're in limited influence, but I don't think she knows it, so she ended up resetting. Does have a save though, so not a big deal. But that is going to put Storm in the lead.
Yeah, and it's just a missile expansion here in Order Chamber. That being said, it doesn't seem to be too big of a loss for Malicious, considering she ship saved.
For a brief moment there, I wanted to go back, but deciding against it.
Yeah, the only thing of value that was there in the end was Grapple Beam, which, if you know what you're doing with Space Jump, is not needed.
Yeah, she did lose it, I suppose. I didn't realize.
That is how much we care about Grapple Beam in this game.
We are going to check the tree. There was a missile.
And coming up on that half pipe, Varia.
Yep. It gives us a variety of checks.
Oh no. Anyways, we are seeing Storm heading back down to Torvis Talon Canyon.
Oh boy.
Deciding to go back up after realizing this is not Planet Aether.
Yes. However, what? Okay. There was a power bomb expansion up there in Grapple Edge. I think Storm just forgot and realized and is coming back to grab
yes. Yeah, that would do it. Yeah, we want the power bomb expansion. Just to go ever so slightly out of logic. We could be checking upper fiery shores. If that ends up being bombs, for instance, or boost ball, we could very well get out, even if we don't have them at the moment. And for that, there is a peak which you can do near the lower item. So we'll see if Storm will be able to show it off.
I'm sure he will. We still will need to find the main power bombs if lower fiery, or I guess upper fiery shores rather, is progression. But if it is something like bombs, then we should be seeing it somewhere early.
Yes.
Intentional down in Root Cave.
Well, it is one of the faster ways to go to Magmor.
It's the only way to go to Magmor.
I mean, technically not. We can still go from Chozo. It would be a dead end, but...
You need to Morph Ball to actually reach the elevator because of
I forgot.
the way through Vault.
I forgot. That is correct.
Salad being able to scoop up that grapple beam on her way to Magmor here.
Yeah, will potentially be helpful in this next room.
Yep. What is that? Is that an E-Tank up there?
Yeah, I saw that purple glow. It's an E-Tank.
Yep, and we may see a peek here. Yes, we will, from Storm. Gotta bonk our head in some collision here. That is an actual collision. That looks like another E-Tank in there.
Yes.
Alright, so we won't really need to worry about that. Do we get artifact hints yet? We did.
Yes. So we have Hydroaxis Tunnel, PMT, off the top of my head. Those are the two worst offenders. Oh, yeah, that one can be a little bad too, but granted, we find Ice Beam relatively early. It shouldn't cause too much trouble.
That was AMaliciousSalad who checked it. Wave Beam, okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll
Well,
take
that
it.
puts Tower of Light and Tower Chamber into logic, which could also have Morph.
I don't believe Tower of Light is in logic just yet, given the amount of missiles that we have.
That's true. That's a good point.
But regardless, I'm fairly certain Storm knows how to climb this room without needing to peg it down a notch.
I see what you did there.
And just
a missile.
some extra missiles.
Well, back we go.
That's right, we still don't have Morph Ball, so not much we can do with that Wave Beam without Morph Ball. Except, as you've mentioned, Tower Chamber.
Yep. Not sure why Storm opted to dash to the right there, and I don't think he knew why either until he did it.
That do be the autopilot mood when you're playing Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube.
Yep. Oh wait, was Tower Chamber an artifact? Because if that's so, then that would mean Tower of Light is our Morph Ball, but I don't think we have the missiles for that. We need at least 36.
Yeah, so we need to find 4 more missile expansions.
And we don't have 4 more checks, so...
Wait, no. No, that's not... It can't be... I was thinking of Magma Pool, but you need Morph Ball for that too.
Correct.
Yeah, considering we got Grapple and Varia, I was thinking of that, but no Morph Ball? Not possible.
When you think of late Morph Seeds, right?
Yeah, I usually...
There aren't many. This is probably the latest you can get.
Yes. I do. If I'm thinking of late Morph, I'm thinking of Magmor Morph, but apparently this is not the case.
Yeah, solid 15 plus minutes in, and we're just getting Morph is pretty bad.
Yes. Usually in most seeds you'd be halfway through Chozo by now, but
Probably more. You might already be a
Yeah.
Magmor.
yeah.
With Morph, that is.
Yeah, Morph has been
Ooh,
eluding us
Cave.
quite a bit.
Root Cave is just AMaliciousSalad's op this seed, it seems.
Yeah.
No offense, op.
Um,
Op is a opponent OP.
oh, opponent pirate. Nice.
Okay. So something tells me Tower of Light is going to be an energy tank. Or a missile.
Could be. Yeah, if it's not an artifact, I don't see it being very important. Yeah.
Show us the Morph Ball.
Yeah, it has to be there.
17 minutes and 20 seconds in.
Well, at least on the bright side, we get Wave Beam early. On the less bright side, we have Wave Beam early.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the main issue with early Wave Beam seeds is that Wave Beam opens pretty much like a good third of the game at the very least on its own.
We
So-
are still in need of bombs, however.
Yes, that is correct.
Oop. Gotta
Yeah.
get that lower ruined shrine there.
Well, and maybe the... Oh, yeah. Did we pick the item on the upper rune shrine?
I don't know.
Because I don't recall.
I don't think so. I think Storm's doing that now. Just a
Ah.
missile.
Yeah, well, we'll take what we can get.
AMaliciousSalad also securing the morph.
Yep. And that is going to allow us to tank the scarabs much better.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Storm didn't opt to get a powerbomb drop from them, because they're actually very good for those, and because we have grapple, we can do magma pull pretty easily.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe...
We're gonna get a vault check.
I did not see what that was. I will be perfectly honest here. I have
That
not...
did not look like a missile. I couldn't see the particles, so...
But yeah, maybe gonna get a second chance at getting drops in this room. But... yeah, not just yet. I'm thinking maybe Storm will be able to get a PB on the way back.
Perhaps we'll see how they route this. Oop. Trying to grab that lock on point, aiming a little too high.
But still getting the B-hop off of the central platform. Okay, so Drake says it's a missile.
Okie dokie, thank you, Drake. Salad opting to leave and go back with
And
Spider on
Spider
Storm's
going-
side.
Watery Hole Axis. Well, that's...
There is Forget Crash Site, but I don't think that's what we want right now.
Yeah, and if what we wanted to check was Forget Crash Site, I think we would have been better off using a pivot save and save warping.
Yeah.
Now, that Spider Ball would have been convenient if we had... never mind. But yeah, so what I wanted to mention and forgot to mention and forgot myself to remember was that we always can get a powerbomb drop from the Shriek Bats in Watery Hole Axis. Making it a very convenient point to...
Oh, it was Super Zone of the ship.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But Tree was dead, so even then, routing this now is still kind of weird.
Well, we'll
Unless
see
you did
if...
not check the tree.
Oh, just a bit too far, I think? No, too...
That looks like an
Oh,
E-tank
no.
in Forget Crash Site.
That's
Well,
Wavebuster.
that's Wavebuster. Cool.
No, that would be Ice Spreader.
Okay. Thank you, Bello.
You're welcome. So, gonna take the pivot save here, I assume. Probably going to go
Still
check...
want to check at least Gathering Hall here? Or
not.
not? I think Storm is just forgetting. I imagine right now is interested in Magma Pool.
Probably, but the
Needs
lack
to
of
get
a
a
power
power
bomb
draw.
at the moment. But yeah, the next room can provide us with one pretty easily.
Yep. Nope.
Oh,
Doors.
the hardest targets to hit are the stationary ones.
Indeed.
Oh,
actually gonna not.
Huh?
Okay.
Well, we'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, these do not drop power bombs.
Yeah. Well, maybe we're saved by the convenient powerbomb expansion here in the... dang
Nope.
it.
Not quite.
And just to see
Training
what's
chamber.
here...
Oh my god,
Oh.
that is phase on suit.
Okay, I
That is
am
definitely phase on
90% sure that Storm is going to training chamber wall crawl this.
Yes, let's not do it now because we don't have bombs, and if
Yeah,
we
that would be...
make mistakes, it can be pretty slow.
Yes. Well, I mean, usually you always want to avoid making mistakes, as that tends to be slow, but we're
You could
mostly
just not
human.
make mistakes.
Okay, Mr. Fifth in the world speedrunner.
Training chamber is in phase on lines today? Yeah, seriously. Yeah, well, I don't think Storm knows, but for reference, those scarabs in that room are very nice for powerbomb drops.
Yeah, pretty much almost any room they appear in Chozo Ruins, specifically.
Yeah. Now
They
Salad is able to
also
do it on her first pass.
they also appear in Phendrana Drifts, but they are not as nice for PB drops for some reason.
Labs is pretty infamous for needing to be drops in 80% speedruns, but are never good chances.
Yeah.
Magma Pool is just a missile, so Storm is not really being punished there.
Hmm.
Um, this could... Isolating Gathering Hall is really
Yeah, that's a risky play.
unnerving. I think they may have just forgotten. That doesn't seem like something they would do intentionally.
Oh well,
Ooh, nice
fortunately
drop.
we're getting a PB here.
So, we don't have bombs, and we don't have more than one power bomb to get through the destructible rubble. However, there is a randomizer change that makes it so that when you destroy one piece, or however many pieces, it will stay that way even when you reload the room. So we can destroy this one, try for drops, and even if we don't get one, we can leave and come back and try again.
Yeah, thankfully the puffers can play nice when it comes to power bomb drops. So let's
If I had to
see.
guess, it's like a 5% chance maybe. It's not great, but it could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, considering the amount of buffers there tend to be in a room as well.
It's just a missile and gathering hall, never punished.
Wow. Well, we still don't know what Zoid is, if it's vanilla bombs or not.
True. There's Spider on Salad side.
Oh wow, that that drop would have been very convenient a couple of rooms ago.
Yep. Oh,
I can
Triclops.
Oh no, getting
Nope.
yoked. And that is why I usually space jump over the grate.
Yeah, it is preferable. Especially if you do the dash strat.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Salad goes or Zoid? Like,
Well,
is there a
that
world where you do this? I mean, Quarantine Monitor at this point is probably going to be bombs.
I mean, yeah, we do have Spider. That is right. Yeah, Kumon is looking pretty spicy for now. That being said, I would still use a pivot and then check Zoid.
Yeah, that's actually a good point that Drake also made, is that Storm did leave a save in Gathering Hall, so can pivot save to go back for Zoid if that ends up being the case.
Yeah, but
Where?
going back to Chozo?
Um,
Hmm.
I'm not certain what the play is there. It looks like Salad might actually opt to do Zoid here. Okay. If this is bombs, then that's pretty huge for her. She's going to make up a lot of lost time.
Yes, but if bombs do end up being in Quarantine Monitor, then we'll see who remembers this first. Because this is not by any stretch of the imagination the first check you'd think of checking out with that loadout.
Yeah, I think Storm is trying to save warp to do Quarantine Monitor, but I don't know. And now we're saving here.
I'm confused.
Oh, Frigate Crash Site? That's true. Storm hasn't done that.
Getting the super missiles. But even then, if the point was just to check frigate crash site real quick, there would not really be any reason to save at the ship. If we just wanted to pivot.
We'll see if it's vanilla bombs. Metroid Prime is known for being kind of rude and giving you majors that point to something, and then the thing that's pointing towards is somewhere else.
That happened to me a couple of times. All right, moment of truth, and it's an
E-tank.
energy tank.
Quarantine monitor is the answer. Or
That's nasty.
workstation and quarantine monitor is thermal. Or Thardis. Or heck, even later in Fen, and Thardis is a hallway.
Desirable bombs should be the name for this seed hash. Unfortunately, it is simply worm newborn barbed. Which I didn't know newborn worms were barbed, but
I did not know newborns were barbed.
why would you bomb newborns?
That part was a mouth typo. Hold on. This is a speed gaming stream.
Yes, yes. Oh, also, I think I'm just now noticing, but I think Storm and Salad are having the same suit palette, or close to it. Unfortunately, neither of them chose the based option that is Fusion Suit. And Hardware expansion would be nice to have, but
yes,
workstation is a bit of work.
It is a bit of a workstation.
Yes, that's why it's called that. The station where you work for your powerbomb expansion.
All right, what item do you actually think is going to be here? We've got 3 main possibilities I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that could be thermal, could be bombs, it could be ice beam.
Mm-hmm. Nice dash.
And moment of truth, it's bombs.
It's bombs. Cool. That's the easy one.
That's the least offensive option.
Now, question is, what do we do from here? You
Hopefully...
could fight Thardis. You could skip Thardis. You could save warp. It looks like Storm is going to do reverse Thardis skip.
Ooh.
Was just asking me about this trick the other day. Ooh. Okay, yes. Did not get that dash there.
Yeah, I feel like we've both been asking for this. And the way you do it is... well, there are several ways you can do it. You can either dash from here... points vary.
Okay,
nicely
we're good. I didn't realize that was the stand they were going for.
Yeah.
You gotta be very careful here with this last jump.
Oh,
okay, we're good.
Okay. So that skips us the trip back around Magmore to go to early Fen. So that's a very nice one to know in this situation.
Indeed. And before Thardis is like plasma or something.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions without thermal.
Yep. That standable cat human is dependent on how you feel, really. Oh, hello, main PBs.
Oh, hey, main PB. I would argue it is harder, because if you go too far and mess that one up, you might just fall into the trigger and just end up not being able to skip Thardis entirely, whereas if you go for the closer standable, you have a chance at going back up and trying again.
I think that was an E-tank in Ice Ruins West.
I'm pretty sure it was too, yeah.
You can also dash off Thardis itself for reverse Thardis skip, and that's a method that I personally find easier than the point Storm was using, but try them all out and see what works best for you. I've got a video showing every single method I could have thought of. What is that?
That didn't seem to be
it was dead.
Important. Yeah. I think that was a Metroid.
Yeah, that seemed right.
Well, thanks to the fact that we have Spider Ball, we don't have to contend with the complex bomb jumps in ice. Ooh, was that plasma up there?
I couldn't see, to be honest. I was not paying attention. I was looking at the TO chat.
Hmm. That looked like a beam. Oh, ice
Ice Spider.
spreader here. We would like that.
I think if it was Plasma Storm would probably be uh, getting it first.
Yeah, most likely. I don't know. It kind of looked like a beam to me. Could have
Salad,
been
nice
ice
R jump
beam.
there across Twin Fires tunnel.
Ah, nicely done.
Got a nice little standable here, so we can gain quick access to the spider track. Just a missile. Take a quick peek at what's down here. Missile. Um, I think, we're just... What were our artifacts again? Let me check. I gotta pull up the deets. The quote the arts, the deets or whatever. It's a beam combo in the lighthouse. Okay, so there's 2 beam combos in shorelines.
And combined with the 2 back-to-back beam combos in Intel and Overworld as well.
Yeah. I'm reviewing our hints, and I think Go mode might be quicker than we thought. We just need, because we know where Phazon suit is, and it's pretty easily accessible. We just need our 2 beams, and then we need a way to get Hydrax's tunnel, which would either be boost or gravity. Speaking of which, that was definitely boost in Ice Temple.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. Boost would be the most convenient since it would also allow us to get training chamber without going out of bounds. Just a bit too quick on that second bomb there. And Salad opting to do workstation.
To get that power expansion. Oh,
What?
there's Ice Beam.
Oh, is that ice beam?
Yep.
Wow.
Alright then.
Well, that's convenient.
Also, I'm pretty sure it was boost, but it could have also been any tank. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
I did not get a good look at what it was. Oh,
So,
that was a mean.
these guys are pretty annoying.
Yeah, especially when they do that thing where they just spin like a Beyblade when you're dashing around them.
Yep, and they always fall in front of you.
But thankfully, thanks to our trusty power bombs here, we can make quick work of the Mana Shigoth.
Yep.
And
the
position
Rando
yourself-
changes her position there.
So that allowed Storm to position himself quite nicely while the cutscene was playing, so as to get the ice beam as it is rising up. So,
Also curious what Sal is going to do after these bombs, because I don't think she knows the Tharda skip.
well, if
Just
anything,
indulge in
I'm
the
thinking
artifacts.
she. So what I'm thinking is she opted to get that power bomb from Workstation to make that Thoris fight just a little bit quicker. In case,
Perhaps.
she doesn't know Thoris skip. Oh, we got Great Tree Chamber to remember as well.
Yep. I'm keeping up Drake's lovely sheet here, showing everything that we need.
Alright, and she's opting to go back.
Yeah, and it looks like Storm is going to do labs. He is isolating Transport Tunnel A. I do recall him doing a race seed where Plasma was there, I think, and came back to bite him.
Well, let's hope for him that it's not the case today.
Yeah, we'll see. We've got quite a lot of locations to check now. But labs does make the most sense here, as we can grab Research Lab Aether on the way.
And it's very close by as well.
From there, it's kind of up in the air whether or not we're going to do Far From Drana because there's no artifacts there, and we still have plenty of places that we could check. For instance, after labs, you could opt to do Frost Cave and then to save warp. Um, I think maybe or you just stick around in Far From Drana. Maybe Plasma's there.
Yeah,
Wow,
at this
that
point,
pirate.
yeah, just standing there. Standing here, I realize you were just like me, trying to charge that ice beam.
Yep. Drake Labs is in logic through the back because now we have ice beam.
Yes. Mm. Yeah, so usually what I opt to do to get rid of these pirates is just a fully charged ice shot.
You can do that if you like. Nothing acquired.
You get nothing. You lose.
Yep.
Good day, sir.
So Salad has returned to Chozo with those bombs, and she did not do the gallery tunnel peak, so she's going back for that.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think we
Storm,
managed
that
to...
is not how that dash works.
If I recall correctly, we did not manage to peek what that was from the commentary booth.
Yeah, I didn't quite see on Storm's side. Storm was trying to do a bit of a tricky dash here,
But
doing it off the
pirate,
monitor.
Yeah, but the pirate is being a bit of a party pooper here.
More like a pirate pooper.
Got him.
Yeah, really. Okay, that was an E-tank.
That was just an E-tank. Alright.
Salad's now in a pretty awkward spot in terms of routing. Maybe she does Flagra here?
Could be an option. We do have Spider, so... Given that we have supers as well, that makes Ghosts into logic. Because if I do recall correctly, just skipping supers by using Spider to get down then right back up after Flagra is intermediate knowledge, and that is not in logic for this preset.
Correct.
Yay!
Nope.
Oh, and there's
hello,
Plasma.
Okay.
Well,
So
I'm pretty sure that might be go mode for Storm.
not quite. We do have Hydro-Axis Tunnel.
But we think Boost Bowl is in...
Yes, I believe Boost Ball is in Chozo Ice Temple. I'm not certain. Assuming that it's not, there is a way to get the gravity suit effect without it for Hydro-Axis Tunnel without using Boost. I personally do not know how to do it, but I know Storm was talking about it some time ago, so maybe he also knows that in case it's not Boost.
And then if he does, I would be curious to see it, because I didn't know about that either.
I don't know how to do it. We are going back? No?
No.
Okay,
yeah.
good. So, it's probably because he wants to go back for that boost. But
Yeah.
it depends on what you want to do that's faster, because you also have to do reverse start skip again.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe not wanting to take the risk.
Yeah, no, it's a hard call.
Yeah. It's
Okay, thank you for confirming that it's boost there, Drake.
But yeah, it would be kind of on the same level of debating, do I go to mines through frigate, or do I risk doing down?
That dash is really awkward. We're about to see what Flagra has, another PB expansion.
Well, I suppose we'll see what Ghosts have shortly.
Yep.
But yeah, that dash is pretty awkward, which is why I usually opt for the slower, albeit safer option of the R-jump.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with that dash, because it feels nice to pull off, but it's so awkward to do.
Yeah, especially if you can keep the lock on and be able to chain it to cross that upper platform that Storm just crossed.
Yep. So it looks like we are going to see the reverse Stardust skip once again.
Well, there's nothing to improve consistency better than doing a trick over and over again.
I suppose so. I've actually had some race seeds where I do this multiple times. Nice.
Nicely done.
Ooh, bonked the head
Ooh,
there. Gave me a little bit of a heart attack.
yeah. Especially at this point, you do not want to fall down as you will fall right into
Yep.
the fight trigger.
Looks good. Nicely done. There
Nicely
we
done.
go. Yeah, so the peaks in this seed have been really useful.
Oh,
Being able
that's
to get rid
yes,
of
it
Galley
is.
Tunnel and find boosts before Plasma.
Yeah, the peaks have been pretty goated.
Energy
So
low.
that's yeah. I would probably have taken that energy tank back in research core just to get the refill.
But slow.
It's not that slow if you're scanning everything while falling down.
I know it's slow.
You know what's even slower than picking up an E-tank for a health refill?
Dying.
Yes.
It's okay. Surely Storm's not going to die here. Right.
Sam, we are commentators. We are cursed.
Ghost just a missile. Alright. So after boost, how do we route?
That is an excellent question. Let me pull up the deets.
Probably our save warp. We warp to no, probably we save warp, do front Chozo, do training chamber or training chamber wall crawl, probably just training chamber inbounds. Then from there we traverse through maybe not the rest of Chozo because we haven't done the energy core puzzle. Maybe we'll opt to instead just go back into Talon and then go through Far Talon.
Yeah.
And then do Hall of the Elders and Antechamber from there. Then do Great Tree Chamber and Hydroaxis Tunnel. And I guess you go probably through Main Quarry to the save station. I think it's faster than going through Frigate to the save station.
Well, yeah. What I'm thinking, looking at the artifacts list here, is we go pick up that Phazon suit with training chamber, wall crawl. Then I don't know. Do we go? I feel like we're going back the way around to Far Chozo from Frigate Crash Site. Do Antechamber, Hall of the Elders, then go to Great Tree Chamber. Do Bar Skip, Hydroaxis Tunnel, go down to Labs into PMT, and then save warp from MQB.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. I said say. For some reason, the PMT artifact has kind of exited my head.
Yeah. Oh, but
Yeah, we can
what am I saying? We
grab
don't
it.
even need to do the wall crawl. We have boost
Yeah,
ball.
we got what we need. It is technically faster,
I
albeit
wouldn't risk it.
albeit it is much harder to do, and also save time.
Yeah, not to mention the falling down the Aether box risks.
I'm just gonna grab this because why not?
Well,
Could be a visor.
Yeah.
So
That's
Salad
true.
went back to Chozo here and did not do Zoid, just kind of skipped it and did the
Well,
puzzle
yeah,
and was going to
she
the far
already
part.
did Zoid before.
Oh, right.
That's why she's not doing it.
You make a good point.
Right, hopefully the ghosts are cooperative. Yes.
Storm really got a really good lead with that reverse starter skip.
Yes. And stumbling into that plasma here, where was it again? Oh,
Labs,
right, control tower. Yeah, control tower. Was a very nice find. Our go mode, as I stated.
Hey, yep.
Yeah, I also believe that going the way back all around is still faster than trying to go through that Morphol tunnel. It has pistons, elevators, and is all around very slow while you wait for the cycles.
Yep. Okay, Storm is opting to go through this way.
Hmm.
I don't really think it's going to be that much slower. So,
Yeah, because at least that's time you're not going to be spending in an elevator waiting for a loading zone.
Terrence, we're asking, would you rather find visors or gravity for Hydro Access Tunnel from here? Um,
Depends
I
on your
Depends on how
familiarity
good
with
you are at
Hydra.
hat.
Yeah,
I think personally, I would rather get thermal here because that's the most important visor for essence.
I guess so. Speaking of which, it looks like Storm is maybe thinking about it, but optimizing not to. Deciding. Why did I think of trying deciding and and choosing into optimizing?
Choosing into optimizing.
Words. Sometimes they make sense. I swear. Well, I mean, no, I don't swear because this is a speed gaming restream, and that's against the rules. I've never done
Yep.
that ever.
Salad is lock picking for Antechamber here because she does not have ice. I think she pulled it off correctly. No, she did not.
Ah, that hurts.
Oh dear.
Uh, Hopefully, she did save just before trying the lockpick.
I think what happened there was she um, just opened the door and power bombed at the edge there. You need to get the door to close and reopen before doing that. And what's worked for me is I power bomb the door before actually opening it, so the power bomb opens the door and does the lockpick.
Yeah, that's usually how I do it as well. Although it's been quite a while since I've needed a lockpick. Yeah, this room is a bit cheeky when it's dark.
Yep.
But yeah, unfortunately, this is not Elder Chambers, so we still need to
Salad
fight
doing
the
it
ghost.
again. Trying it the same way, I think. Okay.
Well,
She got it.
it worked.
Hello, H-Brand. The ice beam was located in Chapel of the Elders.
Truth.
That is the truth.
No, I'm just saying that because we picked up the artifact of truth.
Yep.
Storm even further confirming alongside with us, as if as if you had telepathic communications to the commentary booth that this is indeed the truth.
Yep. We don't need to bother with the scan because we are never coming back here.
Ever.
Ever, ever.
And as usual, stone toads are made out of butter.
Yep. We
That's
gotta
the
slip
best
on them
part.
at least one time before coming up. Salad going back here for the Arbor Chamber, which is an interesting decision.
Well, I guess she did never get to check it.
Yes, but it's never really going to be something worthwhile
Yeah.
here. You want to be going to Magmore.
Well, she did find bombs.
Bombs. Oh, but you got the
You want
standalone
it?
anyways.
It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough
enough
standables.
rubies. As long as you have enough standables.
Well, I mean, it's true. Prime 1 and 2 can afford it.
Nice
First try bar skip.
Good hat. Yes, Root Cave was dead, Drake. So we are going to see the wall boosts here. Nice. Got first try on the very
Nice.
first one.
First-
First try on the second
On
one.
the second one.
These aren't too hard, so you can get consistent at them. First try on the third one.
Oh.
Fantastic job.
Oh, wow. Storm is on fire.
They aren't super hard, so you can get consistent at them, but still, it is always awesome to pull that off.
Yes. God, I wish that were me.
He's taking the world by storm. It's a good line.
He is the storm that is approaching.
All right, relax, Virgil.
Provoking gaming in isolation. Alright, and with that said, what we have left to do is PMT, Old Faithful.
Yep, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away, to put it lightly. We're getting a main Corey check here, possibly just to see if it's X-ray, I guess. That's the only thing it could be that's useful.
Hi, Jay.
Hello, Jay. Oh. Jay had that prepped for later.
Well, let's just say great minds think alike.
No Devil May Cry fans think alike. Trying to do a boost in, or a bomb into a boost there. I got a third try, nicely done. Oh, oops.
Oh. Okay.
Slips a little bit. If you boost later there than you're supposed to, you will go that way. GTA, I think, has a decent chance of being a visor here, honestly.
Yeah.
Hope it's a missile.
Yeah, I wouldn't like go all the way around for checks, but I would still check along the way for potential visors.
Yeah, it really depends on how good you are at visorless essence. Thing is with X-rayless is that because of cutscene skip, you get a window where you can see what essence before she switches. If you don't have thermal though, you won't get that luxury.
Oh, wow.
Hello, gravity. We could pick this up, but frankly, I don't think there's any reason to, and the game doesn't want him to pick it up either.
Well, I mean, I guess the damage reduction is nice when you only have 40 tanks.
Yeah, I suppose.
Wow.
Everything is standable in Metroid Prime.
Yeah, opting to literally have a shoulder to stand on.
Yeah, that was a very clean room also. Landing on the shoulder first try, or just its head, I guess, first try is pretty tricky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think this room is very clean since it's hardly OSHA compliant.
Yeah.
Gonna have to fight this phase on late here. Thankfully, it's only 10 missiles.
Yep. Always pops out if you have plasma in your inventory.
Yes.
Taking a quick peek at Central Dynamo was not anything of importance.
Yeah, but you see, Drake, pirate areas are shockingly accessible, but that's the problem. Because all of the radioactivity. You need workplace safety, and these places need not to be accessible.
It's fair.
Alright, very nice dash off of the frozen Metroid here.
Yep.
MQA
Nice
is always a bit of a tricky room to pull off, and
try to just get what was there. Yeah, but thankfully, if you don't need to bother with the item, and you have Spider, it's pretty trivial.
Yeah. Oh, not quite.
Just barely missed the scan.
Again.
That was frame perfect there. It was one frame off of
Yes.
being scanned.
That has happened to me surprisingly often as well.
Now it's just some lower minds movement. Hello, nothing. And Salad also finally encountering the ice. Yep.
Hopefully that will allow her to break the ice with this seed.
I see what you did there.
Well, yes, of course it's icy.
Alright. Get out of here.
Make me.
The funny thing is I actually have the perms to ban you and disconnect you from the whole show.
Oh no! But you wouldn't solo comp this, right?
Oh, probably not. Nice. So we're seeing some early placed bombs there to save some time. Someone placed a little too early, but still got the wall boost there. Nice.
Yeah, they've got a surprisingly large action radius, all things considered.
With cleaner execution and maybe a bit more. I don't know. This does seem like a sub-hour seed. I'm trying to think what Storm's primary time losses were, but it was probably just there was some route. There were some weird routing decisions.
Yeah, in the beginning with Chozo.
Yeah, but none of them ever lost him time. I think one of the primary ones was like save warping. So, I mean, I can't really criticize that save warp one because he didn't do frigate crash site and the like. The 17 minutes morph ball definitely contributed. That is fair.
Yeah.
Strong
MQB
smart
is
here.
being MQB.
Yeah, if you miss that dash and you fall into that pit, it is very annoying to get back out.
Well, we'll take the E-Tank. Extra survivability is always nice.
Yep, but still no thermal, so looks like we are getting into the visorless essence.
Oh boy.
We are going to take a pit stop here, refill our missiles for the upcoming fights.
Yep.
We don't
1
have
hour.
Ice Spreader, but we do have super missiles, which are really useful.
Oh, almost
Oop,
getting
just
the
missed
ship
it.
dash here.
Getting a quick recovery with a pair of slope jumps here.
Yes.
Nice, well done.
You tend to be more well versed in that slope jump than in the ship dash. At least for me.
Yeah, it depends.
Always know your backups.
Yep. Salad also finding the main power bombs there finally. Here comes Ridley.
Now, are we gonna get flyby skip?
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, that's why I'm asking the question.
Were you the one who accidentally got flyby skip in the run?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that was you. We are
Now
also
we
going to
just-
see. We're going to see the lab play further from Salad. Oops, we're going to try and hit Ridley there. Boost a little early. Thankfully, it does not really matter given that we boost into Ridley basically as soon as it lands. Yeah, we're good.
There we go. Hopefully, given the position, it will cooperate with second one, and not quite getting the snipe. Unfortunately, this is a deceivingly precise snipe, especially if you're more familiar with the later versions than NTSC 0-00, because
Yeah, they absolutely nerfed that thing.
well, rather they put it back to norm. That hand hitbox is ginormous.
Yep. They moved it out of the way. Nope, another one. Oh, Ridley. And it's RNG. It's RNG, whatever attack she does. And
Yeah, Storm
Go
has
on
to
for
aim
a
a
while.
little bit more to the right.
more upright. Oh,
There we
you
go. And
Nice.
soon enough that it's not invincible, because yes, of course, it's not enough that you have to hit this very precise shot. You have to hit it in a precise timing, so that if you don't do it too late, it's not Ridley is not going to be invincible while he's staggered.
Yep.
That being said,
You,
it's still not a complete time loss when you get the invincibility, because that will usually stop Ridley from chaining charges.
Yeah, Ridley cannot do the same attack twice. If you've staggered it.
Yes, because it will absolutely charge 3 times in a row.
Yep, you saw it in that fight there. So there's Salad getting the plasma beam finally.
Mm.
No Exo skip, no shenanigans this time. We're just strolling straight into Exo here.
Right, with a comfortable amount of missiles, considering we don't have Ice Spreader. So these are pretty much not going to be an issue for the whole fight, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see what our RNG is. We get the first beam prediction. That's nice.
Yeah. I feel like it's often safe to bet on Power Beam for the start of the fight, in my experience.
Yeah, that's fair. We do have Wave Buster, but it does deplete our missiles significantly, and it's wiser to save them for super missiles, especially for Subchamber 4.
It's not nearly enough damage to justify the amount of missiles spent. For comparison, super missiles, I believe, deal 150 damage off the top of my head.
I cannot confirm to die.
Whereas Wave Buster, already just for startup, you need 10 missiles. That alone outweighs the cost of super missiles by a lot, and you need 2 missiles per second to sustain the damage.
Yep.
For Exo, I'd say it's about like at least 5 seconds of straight damage. So that's another another 10 missiles down the drain. At the very
we
least.
got Wave Power Ice there, which is pretty bad RNG. We do get Plasma here though, which is solid RNG. Typically, we're going to want to see Plasma, Ice, or Power Beam, just because Supers can let us deal a lot of damage to the next phase, but Plasma and Ice can do the same thing here, which Storm did on one shot, not the other. We get Ice here, which isn't actually amazing RNG, just because we would love it to be Wave Beams so that we can deal the most damage possible to the next phase in these run-by shots here.
Nice
so we have to deal with Wave Beam for very little time. Like that. Perfect. So you see we only have to do a little bit of damage there before Exo moves on. Drake pointing out that Salad did not peak Ice Temple, so probably is not going to find boost for a long time.
Oh no.
Nice super. Alright.
That is Subchamber 3 done. Now on to Subchamber. Oh god, please let this stop.
Boy. Yeah, well, we've got the wave start, which is not great.
And orbs.
Orbs.
2 of them.
He's getting most of the melee minips. Oh, there's a power switch, which we actually don't mind too much.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was possible for Exo to switch vulnerabilities during a melee manip.
It's not. However, Storm was standing a little too far back. Okay, another wave. We did get a super in, so we are going to be able to get rid of this phase pretty quickly, but it's not great RNG. Did not get that snipe.
Well, with Wave Beam, that's not the greatest
too baited.
Oh.
More wave. Oh, and he got frozen. Yeah, this is some rough RNG.
This is Subchamber 4.
Yep. Exo can do whatever it wants.
Whenever it wants. At whatever speed it wants.
Okay, Plasma, that's nice.
Oh my...
Of course, yes.
The Rage
yes.
Wave Buster. Let's go!
In the last phase, you might as well. Rage Buster. Alright, now time for Essence, and we don't have any visors. So
that's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah, and will be a bit. No RNG manip at the start, so we are going to get the longest animations until Essence lays a pool.
Well, at the very least, it's no pool skip just yet.
Yeah, we do not do any manip there. Oh, but it looks like he found Essence. Nice.
Yeah, using the short window of visibility by skipping the cutscene there. Pretty
Is trying to do
ingenious.
attack cancels here, but is shooting too fast, it looks like.
Yeah,
So
I
I
would
don't think
usually
it's
wait
going
until the cannon is fully back where it's supposed to be.
to.
Well,
Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to do a lot of waiting.
still got decent damage out of this pool nonetheless.
Thought that roar indicated a pool drop, but because of the poor attack cancels, we're gonna have to wait longer.
Mm.
That
Well, as
sounded
long
like
as
the roar for laying a pool. Or not. I guess
what?
Storm really didn't actually pull off any attack cancels there.
Ooh, I don't like this
That was it.
position.
Behind you.
Oh,
This Essence should be roughly behind him. This is going to be hard to find. Okay,
and we're
well,
gonna
the
have to
Metroid.
contend with the Metroid.
Alright, well. Oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh, just in
Got a
the nick
little
of
bit.
time.
Okay, but she is far, so our damage here is really minimal.
Yeah, that's. And I still think he's a little too fast on the cancels there.
Yeah,
But I
looks like a
get that.
4 pool at best. Unless we do some pretty crazy attack cancels, or pool cancels, rather.
Yeah, so the deal with pool cancels is when you leave the pool and hold A, there is a slight period during which you are shooting phazon beam particles, but not actively consuming the pool, allowing you to extend the pool just ever so slightly to get quite a bit more damage out of one.
Yeah, but with Essence's health, we could pull it off here. It's just going to require a lot of them and good timing. You would need to count down the 20 seconds that it takes for the pool to start draining
Ooh.
by themselves.
That
It
being
looks
said,
like
though, it
he is
looks
going to try
good.
and go for it.
Had a bit of a hiccup on the beginning, but that looks very good so far.
I think the pool is draining on its own here in a second, so we're going to have to start. That might actually do it. Oh,
Yo!
perfect. Well done. 110.42. Very nice. And Salad has opted to forfeit the race. So we'll get them in here for an interview here in a bit.
Yeah, that was a great Vitalisk from Storm here.
Yeah, I had some trouble with the first two, but clutched it out on the last one.
Yep, GG's.
Yeah, that was a pretty good seed.
Yeah, I'll say a bit of a nasty morph ball, but the rest played out nice enough for Randy's standards.
Yep. We are joined by the racers here in the booth. Hello,
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 GG.
GG's.
Hello.
How do you feel?
The beginning of this seed is something.
Yep. We got Morph Ball like 17, 18 minutes in. It's unique.
It just wanted you to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Even going so far as to want you to go back in fifth with how much back and forth that was.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Bell's just been the comedian this entire race stream.
Well, as a commentator, it is my job to entertain. Well, not to
Yep.
say that this seed hasn't been entertaining at all. That's been quite the
Yeah.
contrary, actually. We talked about this morph ball, but then the rest kind of flowed pretty flawlessly, I'll say, for you, Storm.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
main thing was reverse starter skip and the boost ball peak. Those were really useful. Salad after bombs went back into Chozo, whereas you did starter skip, and did front fend, peak the boost ball, got plasma, and ice the plasma and labs, and then just went back for a boost and did the Hydrox tunnel wall boosts. And the phase on suit early made routing a lot easier to do. You didn't have to worry about mines at all.
Yeah, I was pretty happy that I picked that phase and suit and also picked that boost when I went to fan. And then plasma in the labs on the way to get the artifacting research up either just worked flawlessly, so I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Besides that, early game was pretty linear. Um, the routing was relatively similar up until the search for bombs because Salad ended up doing Zoid before um, Quarantine Monitor and also did Forget Crash Site uh, before Zoid. So she had gotten that out of the way pretty early, whereas you backtracked for Forget Crash Site before doing Quarantine Monitor.
Yeah, I wanted to get the supers mostly. I went under the ship. I didn't want to go to fan without them.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's
I was
fair.
curious why you did not, why you would not go back for them after getting Morph. Or actually no, because Magmor didn't have Morph. Magmor was just the way into Morph. So I guess it does make sense to isolate that. Elite
Yeah.
Control X is right. You find the gravity suit after doing hat.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're seeing from the credits apparently X-ray was in PPC and
Thermal
thermal in
research.
elite research.
Yeah, it was a bit of a struggle to find those visors on your end there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bailed out on finding any of them.
Oh wait, no, was it PCA for X-ray?
No, it was PPC.
No, it
Ah,
can't be PCF. Logically needed to finish, so
yeah.
it can't be locked by itself.
Yeah, I was looking at the deets on the tracking dock.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I have any other comments. I think just the reverse throttle skip really helped, and knowing the Chozo Ice Temple peak because Salad ended up clearing other checks and search for it, whereas you had the knowledge on it pretty early.
Yeah, well, maybe we'd like to hear a bit of Salad's input on the race.
I was lost the entire time.
Understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the main divergence point was after getting Morph Ball. If I recall correctly, you opted to do Frigate Crash Site like almost immediately.
Because it's right there. So
Yeah, that's fair. But then, yeah, Quarantine Monitor was a bit later than Storm, and then it went sour from here.
yeah. I mean, I literally last locationed quarantine monitor. So
Yep.
It is not the first location you'd think of. It is quite a ways far.
well, it is one of the first locations I thought of, but I'm like, not there again because I already had one of my other races had. Actually, no, it wasn't there, but it was near there and needed to go there to get to it. But
Yeah, I think you had thermal there on the other race.
yeah.
Yeah, I did think of it pretty quickly as well, which is the reason I skipped Zoid. I still played a bit safe by grabbing a few more checks in Magmor that I didn't want to isolate. But yeah, like, Qmon was immediately in my mind because of that spider ball still not having been useful. So I was immediately thinking, okay, that's probably for crossing in Magmor and going to there, so I didn't wait too long before making my way there.
It sounds like I keep getting bit by not knowing all the new peaks and so on.
They're pretty
They-
powerful.
They are useful, very useful.
I think there's a video now compiling a whole bunch of them if you ever wanted to go out of your way to learn them.
Do we have a link to that?
I think
I can DM
Schwartz
you
has a playlist.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
track that down then.
That definitely was.
Yep.
Like the pick at against Ice Temple was big there, because knowing the boost was there just basically told me, okay, I'm go mode once I found Plasma, because I knew I could get the boost in hat.
Yeah, speaking of boosts, nice hat.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was sick.
whoa. I got like every boost like right away. That was like pretty crazy.
Yeah, well done.
That wasn't just a hat, that was a top hat.
It was a hat trick. It was amazing.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I don't have any other comments, I think. It was The seed itself was pretty simple with the early progression.
I also really see if I didn't need to schedule all of these in this 1 week, then I definitely would have been putting some time into learning like a couple of different ways to get the training chamber item and a few other things. Like, of course, I don't think that by itself would have made the difference here. There were several other things that I just don't know it. Ooh, but yeah, that's
Yeah. The kids and their new tricks.
yeah. Darn you,
All the,
youngins.
all the other kids and their pumped up tricks.
Would have got away with this race too if it wasn't for those meddling peaks.
But yeah, if that's
Or me getting soft locked twice on 2 tricks that I never mess up anymore, but messed them up today.
Just
I
so you
feel
know,
that.
when you if you are in the limited influence and you landed on the soft collision, or I guess the sticky collision when doing the arbor chamber wall crawl, you can actually escape. If you don't move the stick, you end up bobbing up and down. And when you bob up, you get a small window where you can move forward, so you can inch your way back onto the standable. If that does happen,
I didn't know that.
it's a lifesaver.
I will
Yeah,
keep
I've
that in mind.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I also found the at least the Ruin Gallery peaks video. So I'll DM it to you, Salad, for future reference. Yeah, I have no more comments on the race. If anybody else has anything to say.
Mentioning a lockpick?
Oh yes, the
What's that
anti-chamber
about?
lockpick, which Salad
Yeah,
tried
isn't it just that
doing.
you open it and then you let it close again, then you lay the bomb and you just rolls to the far
Yeah,
side, right?
you seem to figure it out on the last attempt there.
Because I did open it before I did it, but I guess I think what I messed up was actually that I laid the power bomb just way too far away from the door
I got you.
because
That
it
seems
had
about right.
already opened and closed. I could hear it close behind me when I went over the save station to take the safety save.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if there's nothing else to say, then I think we are good to wrap up.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for the race. It was fun to watch. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for commenting.
Yeah,
I'm
it
looking
was fun.
forward to watching this back and seeing what I can learn.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always fun watching the VODs afterwards. Always something to learn. I mean, literally on this race, I applied an advice that Sam actually gave on my previous VOD about releasing L when you do that at a slope jump in landing side, and I got it first try this time. So.
Yeah, I saw. I saw. It was sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always interesting to watch back, see what mistakes you've made, how you can improve, and how your opponent routed is also the most interesting part of watching back our races, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yep.
Like, even if you win, then oftentimes there's still things that you can learn from watching the other person's play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed. But yeah, if that's all there is to say, I suppose we can wrap this up. Are there any more races coming up today, Sam?
We have one in an hour and a half, an 8 p.m. EDT. I don't remember who that's going
Oh,
to
it
be
is
against.
Sasquatch versus Salad. By the looks of it.
Oh, it's yours. Salads, okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
you're doing 3 races
I had
in one
all
day?
5 this week and 3 today.
Oh boy.
Holy
Oh
moly.
wow.
Good luck. Give yourself a breather before then.
Yeah, a nice break will avoid seed bleed.
Yep.
Oh, well, I already had some seed bleed, but this gap is a little bit bigger than the last one, I think. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yourself a
But
breather.
then,
That coming
but
up
then-
8 p.m. on SpeedGaming main. Going to be commentated by Frigid Hyperion, WX Fan, and tracked by Marion. So it should be good.
Oh yeah, the Frigid Hyperion and WX combo. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, pretty explosive commentary booth there.
But yes, with all that being said, I suppose we will thank you all for watching. Thank you for our racers for putting on such an amazing performance. Thank you to our tracking team, Op82 and Drakefos. And thanks specifically to my co-commentator, Sam.
Hello, I'm Sam.
No, this is goodbye. We're saying goodbye. We're saying see you next mission.
Hello, goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, racers. !R, follow our racers. They're both amazing speedrunners and runners and randomizer racers and things. Thank you, commentating. Thank you, Bello, for co-commentating. Thank you, trackers. And we will see you next mission.
See you next
Indeed.
mission.
See you all next mission. Bye-bye.